Hi, Dr. G here. This is video 2 of a series of 7 clusters of Wiznami videos. Please view the other videos in this series of Wiznami videos for a fuller understanding of executive coaching. What are the conditions that are necessary to create this safe haven for learning? To create a safe haven for learning, the coach should be client-centered. The coach is in your corner with the explicit goal to accelerate your development. The coach's motivation is to help you improve your leadership and executive performance. The coach is not competing with you for your job or the next promotion, for scarce resources, or for status or recognition. He or she is not trying to dominate or control you. He or she has no political or hidden agendas. He or she is first and foremost focused on and committed to you and your successful development. First and foremost, the coach is focused on you. The coach is focused on what is in your head and heart more than what is in theirs. When I teach executives to coach their people, I often ask, at this part of the conversation, are you in their head right now or in yours? A good coach focuses on your perspective and starting point first and brings you along. They apply their experience and knowledge only when it enables them to open up learning doors that you might walk through when you are ready. This is often in sharp contrast to mentors, who are often subject matter experts. While there are overlaps between executive coaching and mentoring, allow me to do some violence to reality for a moment. We often seek out mentors because of what they know, their previous experience, and to learn explicit knowledge that they possess. We tend to focus more on what is in their heads. In contrast, an effective coach or influencer focuses more on you and what is, quote, in your head. He or she is not here to focus on what he or she knows first. The coach needs to understand how you perceive your world, how you frame important perceptions that form the reality that you act in, and your dominant characteristics that influence your behavior. Instead of getting you to think outside of the box, most coaches expand the box to include new alternatives to influencing others and performing your role. The relationship is confidential, and the coach is independent. As executives consider entering into a coaching relationship, they often ask safety and security questions first. Is this a safe place where I can explore and not have to pretend that I have mastered everything immediately? Is this a safe place for me to open up about my weaknesses, uncertainties, and concerns? Will acknowledging that I have developmental needs make me vulnerable? Will anyone else know what I am talking about with my coach? This is why coaches who are internal to the organization, even if they are highly qualified HR professional specialists, are often viewed with some suspicion by many executives. With internal coaches, executives continue to have the nagging concern of how far their conversation with the coach may go, or whether impressions of the internal coach may be solicited by others who hold influence over both the internal coach's career and the executive's career. They are concerned about confidentiality and possible conflicts of interest. As a result, many executives are more comfortable doing the heavy lifting of their development in the safe haven offered by an external independent executive coach. The continuing coaching assessment process should help you take a fresh look at yourself and discover new strengths and capabilities that you may not have realized before. Beyond safety and security concerns, on a more positive note, executive coaching provides you with an opportunity to discover new strengths and possibilities. At its best, executive coaching can enable you to take your executive and leadership performance to a higher level. discovering new possibilities about yourself and your career is one of the exciting outcomes made possible by working with someone whose role is to help you expand your horizons, view yourself in new ways, and master new behaviors. The coach will present a balanced perspective of both your strengths and developmental needs, given your situation and your goals. In order for you to be motivated to change, try new behaviors outside of your comfort zone, and to have a realistic perspective of yourself, the coach should be helping you develop a personal balance sheet of your strengths, developmental needs, and what I will call watch-outs, within the perspective of what you want from your career and your life outside of business. We will talk more about how we achieve this balanced perspective when we review the coaching process. Past research has shown that highly effective leaders have an accurate self-assessment of their strengths as well as their developmental needs and weaknesses, and what I call inner demons and limitations. They are agile learners who guide themselves into roles and situations that play off of their strengths and their dominant competencies. They surround themselves with others who accommodate for their weaknesses. Coaching accelerates or renews his or her ability to be self-aware and self-correcting. You can practice new behaviors with the coach before trying them in your business role. A developmental assessment early in the process will often identify things that you need to be doing more of, less of, stop doing, or do in a different way. The coach can help you consider alternative behaviors and practice them in the coaching sessions, if desirable. Some executives like to create alternative approaches, the way they will frame a situation, and experience the likely outcomes of different approaches in the safety of the coaching sessions or in their reflective homework before they try them in his or her business role. As we saw in Cobb's model, experimenting is a key part of adult learning. You can evaluate your behavior without concern that the evaluation becomes part of a performance appraisal or a succession planning review. Whether it is evaluating when a strength becomes a weakness, when old successful behaviors are no longer relevant, or how effective your first attempts were at trying new sets of behavior, the coach evaluates these in the light of enabling you to continue to improve and develop. Learning requires that you become vulnerable at times, and you will not always be good at new behaviors until you have had time to practice and master them. The coaching process is a confidential relationship between the coach and the executive. If the coaching is sponsored by the executive's company, there is an obligation for the coach to occasionally indicate whether the executive is engaged in the process and whether he or she is making reasonable progress. The content of the assessment, the development plan, and the discussions are not shared by the coach. However, we encourage the executive to selectively share a summary of his or her development plan with their boss. In this way, the executive maintains control of what information is shared with the boss, the HR partner, or others. This video, Video 2, has been an introduction to executive coaching as a safe haven for learning. The next video in this series, Video 3, reviews the benefits of effective executive coaching. Or, you can explore any of the other Wiznami videos in this series. This is Dr. G. Speak to me.